Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel Dizi kere Dizi, and here we are to talk about Menajerimi Ara, Call My Agents, 26th episode, and we have Yelda here as our guest.
Hello, everyone.
Yelda. So, guys, we wanted to do these videos in English, these broadcasts in English, because I know that there are a lot of international fans that are viewing this show, and I see their tweets and how they talk about the series, and I thought it would be fun for everyone to like for all the viewers from all around the world if we talked about this together. So I hope it goes well. um, Hi everyone. Hi, welcome. Ece, Halis, Göksu, it's so long. Roberta, scusami. Okay, so let's go. 26th episode was a roller coaster, and the first half of the episode was okay, and then it went kind of, I don't know, like too fast or too annoying. What would you like to say?
At the beginning, the episode went like what we expected. We wanted to see how Dicle and Barış are going to react, and we got this. Like Dicle just escaped, and Barış followed her, and Paris and Crouch as managers tried to interfere with the situation. And this is what we wanted to see in a series called Call My Agent. But after that, I mean, after that, there were also some sweet scenes that the hug scene between Dicle and Barış, when Aydın and Barış came to Dicle's house and talk about the situation, these scenes were very nicely written and played. But after that, the next day, starting from the next day, what happened is kind of disappointed us, I think, but I'm not sure. The agency stuff, like the storylines of the Kalben and the İrem Derici, were very entertaining. But as I said before, in terms of the storyline of the episode, what we expected as audience was more focused on how Dicle and Barış were going to react to the situation rather than some funny stories of agency. If we can separate them, the agency stories were very nicely written and played. I think it was enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. As usual, when the agents deal with their clients and their strange behaviors or their problems, when they run after them trying to solve their problems and their drama, that's really fun. That's super fun. However, we were expecting this drama between Dicle and Barış for a very long time, and then it didn't really satisfy us because we couldn't see Dicle and Barış together, basically, right after the first night.
Yes, exactly. This is what was lacking in this episode. We didn't see them not in person, but not even in the phone. It didn't work for us. Like
Exactly.
the phone scenes, like they were just messaging, or they were just written text to each other. They weren't even doing some FaceTime or some video chats or something.
Exactly. Hi, Koful. Hi, Mary. Uh, welcome. Please
Come
also,
again.
write your comments and interact with us. We are expecting that. But yeah, basically, I was quite annoyed with Dicle, especially on Sunday night. I was really super annoyed, and then after that, I was like, okay, this is her way of reacting, just like you said. um this is her way of reacting, yes, but I'm still kind of like
Yes.
angry that she couldn't really show how much she cared about him to Barış.
I think because she doesn't know how to show her real emotions in such situations, such important and nervous situations. This is what I think about Dicle. Because if we consider the life of Dicle, she always dealt with her problems in her special way, in an alone way. Maybe she got some support from her mother or so
Yeah.
on, but she lacked the father figure in her life. So this is the only way that Dicle knows how to deal with some problems. But I really, really wanted to see some more um, emotional reaction towards the Barış, some more sportive reactions.
Yeah.
Uh, but I was
Exactly.
also annoyed, but I'm trying to understand her. That's all.
Hmm. I try to understand her as well because obviously DJ is our favorite, right?
Yes.
But just like you said, she just doesn't know how to become a couple, maybe, or
Yeah.
she has very few people in her life, her mom and Meral, that she really trusts, and
Mhm.
she's lacking the father figure in her life. And even with Crutch, like even Crutch, even when Crutch tries to help her, she just cannot accept it.
Yes. And we
So
saw that more than once,
she's
like the house issue, like when she was fired. She in the both situations she refused to get help from Crutch. She doesn't like to get
yeah.
help, and in this situation she needs to be helped from Ferris or from Crutch or whatsoever. And I think she was also annoyed, and this is how she reacted.
She was annoyed about
The
she was annoyed that
situation.
she needed help.
She was annoyed about the situation, and also because she has to get some help from both Paris and Crutch or another agent, because
Yeah,
she cannot solve this problem in her own. And
herself.
this is, I think, also made her annoyed.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's trying to control everything, just like
Yeah,
Meral said to her, like you cannot control
yeah,
everything. Some things are just out of your control. You have to learn this.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Hi, Alessia. I'm glad that you came. Uh, our friend Celine says that she's preparing for proficiency exam, and this is a listening speaking exercise.
Good luck on
Good.
your exam.
Yeah, good luck. Yes, if you want us to do more videos like this, please like our videos and subscribe. Roberta asks, what do you think about Krat and Digital relationship? Let's get to that.
Okay. I think he deserved the answer she got from Dicle, but it
Yeah,
was not enough.
it was not
Uh,
enough.
it was not enough, but this is some starting point. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the behavior of Crutch is as it should be, because we know that Crutch also didn't approve the relationship of Beren with Barış in the previous episodes, and
Hmm.
this is how I expected him to behave. He also didn't approve the relationship between Dicle and Barış, because he really thinks that Barış is some problematic figure.
Hmm.
He had some violence issues. He has lack of control of emotions and stuff. And
Hmm.
he really thinks that he's not enough for any of his daughters. And by looking that as a father, he evaluated Dicle as same as how he evaluated Beren, and it's some positive thing about the crutch in this episode. But other than that, it was not right for him to talk about Dicle's relationship as if it were present in her life. Um,
Yeah.
this was also annoying.
Exactly, exactly. Just like we always say, Crutch has no, absolutely zero say in Dijlay's life because he left that life a long time ago. Like, I
And
don't know,
there were
almost 20 years.
no valid reasons for him to leave. This is one of the subjects
Yeah,
that I
exactly,
cannot make
exactly.
sense. Yani, like Crutch once said, you cannot just leave when you have a child. In the episode 8, I think he said something like that.
Yeah,
Exactly, and he's at the same situation.
exactly, exactly. He left. uh, his daughter for his own, like, for his own,
Yeah.
desires.
Evet. Yeah, yes. And also, even if the situation was not like that, Dicle is a grown up. She can make her own choices. Even, yani, this is not making sense in any perspective. So,
True, I agree with that. So, but on the other side, I really liked Crutch. The first reaction that Crutch
yeah,
gave at the beginning of the episode, along with Ferris, they're
yeah,
like the reflexes of two good agents. They saw
exactly.
the scandal and they didn't lose a step. They absolutely like jumped in front of the magazine
Yeah,
and tried to save Barış and Dicle, and they tried to
exactly.
solve the situation immediately without losing a breath. So it was good.
Exactly.
It was
Yes, exactly.
what I would expect from them.
At the end,
However,
he. Sorry,
yeah,
please continue.
I was going to say, however, it didn't continue that good, that well in the rest of the episode because I don't think the way Feris is handling this situation is working well. What do you think?
Mm, I kind of have the same feeling. We know that the priority of Ferris has changed because of the pregnancy situation.
Yeah,
She's avoiding any stresses, but I think she tried her best. Maybe it's not enough, but
yeah,
I think that she could get help from Çınar or Peride because Peride specifically suggested her help if there is anything she can help with
yeah.
over some coffee, I think, and she might get some help or from Serkan. Serkan helps her
Exactly.
if she asks. But I think she tried anything
Yeah,
she could do, but it was not enough. And Barış wasn't making it easy as well.
exactly, exactly. Barış was doing exactly the opposite of what Feris was saying,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. That's why I said it's not working. Feris knows how Barış is, so
Yes, yeah,
she should shape her strategy along how Barış is, right? You cannot
exactly.
tell
Because
Barış to shut up and disappear and don't say anything because he's not going to do it. You know it.
exactly, very very good observation. And maybe the old Paris would have do that, but this version of Paris, she missed that point, I think. And this is a very good observation. Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I would have reacted anyway. So maybe I should
This
become
is
an
the
agent.
old Barış. Yeah, this is exactly how the old Barış, the first six episode Barış, was gonna react, and he reacted that way.
Yeah. Derya diyor ki, sorry. Derya says that Dicle should have communicated with Barış rather than escaping from him. Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like these two are a new couple. They're like 1 month old or something. And instead of like sharing this horrible moment that they have to go through, Dicle tried to escape from him. Didn't answer his phone. Dicle flipped the phone over when he was calling. That was the most annoying scene ever. Ah,
Uh, I only disagree with you in the first part that this I think Dicle was not avoiding Barış. Dicle was just avoiding the situation, but the rest of you, I totally agree with you. This flipping God, yani, I cannot believe that because you can make time for your beloved ones, especially in the times of crisis, and this is exactly what they are dealing with.
exactly, exactly.
But
And
I
yeah,
sorry, but
sorry, sorry, sorry.
I can also understand Dicle because this is and not everyone reacts in a same way to the same problems, and this is how Dicle reacts as a grown up, as a person.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
it should have been better if she just opened the phones and talk like 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It would have
Exactly.
been much better.
exactly. That drove me crazy because I I mean, I'm a very like relaxed person. I don't care if someone doesn't answer my phone, or like I can go without talking for a day, two. It doesn't matter for me that much. But if someone continuously keeps not answering me, then Houston, we have a problem. because
Exactly.
because just like I said about like how Feris should have shaped her strategy around Barış, Dicle also knows how Barış would react.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I'm not saying that Dicle is a slave for Barış and she should be all doing everything to calm Barış down, but their relationship is based on them, they two understanding each other well. And just like Barış said on the phone, no, not on the phone, yeah, on the phone, he said that I was thinking that you were the only one who would understand me. And that's exactly true. Dicle was the only one who could understand Barış, and Dicle also was the only one who could calm him down. And
Yes,
she did.
exactly. Yes, exactly. But there is one important point I think that we may miss. This situation, yes, it affected Barış heavily, and Dicle seems to be okay at the end in terms of his job and stuff.
Yeah,
But this scandal affected both of them. They both are the part of this, and we, as you said, Dicle knows how Barış is gonna react
yeah,
because he is more used to such situations compared to Dicle. Dicle has nothing to do with televisions or stuff.
hmm,
But Barış didn't know how Dicle was gonna react, and actually we also didn't know how Dicle was gonna react. And this episode also showed us that in some stressful situation, is Dicle is choosing his job, his tasks over her tasks over the personal problem. This is what we saw in this episode.
yeah, exactly.
Yes, you're definitely right that Dicle should have been better partner to the Barış in terms of calming his down or stuff. But Barış maybe get more. I'm not saying that he was brilliant in this episode. To be honest, he
Hmm.
was so understanding, but he didn't make anything easier. He may show some support in terms of making this easier for both Dicle and himself.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Uh, well, at the beginning, like him continuously calling Dicle, asking her how
Yeah.
she is, trying to support her was really good. And I think that when he didn't get any reaction, when
Yeah.
he didn't get anything in return from Dicle, that's how he lost it. And then, you know, post the picture and everything. And yeah,
Exactly. I think he felt alone, and he
yeah,
was right. I think
yeah,
because Barış, Aydın was there, Paris was there, but he was looking for Dicle, and Dicle choose to focus more on her job
yeah,
because this is what she learned from Paris and what Serkan suggested. But we will see. I think they will not be separated. This is not gonna affect their relationship, but they will continue to learn about their behaviors. Right
yeah.
now, but it knows how Disney reacts in these stressful situations.
Exactly. That's very right. They are just learning more about themselves and how, I don't know how to say this in English, but in Turkish we say bir musibet bin hissiyattan yedir. It's like when you experience a stressful situation, it's much more it's much more
Effective.
teaching moment for you uh, than when a lot of people tell you about that situation. So when experiencing it is something else. Selin says Dicle has lived a really single life for 22 years. She has
Exactly.
struggled by herself with all problems, and she doesn't know how she should behave, especially with Barış.
Right.
That's true. That's true. It's no longer left us. Okay, bye. Good night. Wait. Roberta no, wait. Oh. First, Farah says, "Hello, girls. Dicle working 24 hours, 7 days per week. Who doesn't have time to meet with her boyfriend or call him at least is not making sense anymore." Exactly. It's like Dicle is the only person in the agency that is working, and the rest is just living their best lives.
Yeah, exactly right. At the first episode, Paris told her that the conditions of this work is very hard, and but none
Yeah.
of us expected in such
This
long
part.
working hours, right?
Yes.
They don't have
Yes.
any weekends. They don't have any New Year's next day of the 1st of January. They were also working, which didn't make any sense to me.
Not at all.
After the New
And
Year's
there was a
party, they
party
were
last night.
yes,
There was
exactly. It
just
doesn't make any
party,
sense.
everyone hangover, and then they started working. What?
Yeah.
Exactly. And this, Digital working all the time, non-stop, and putting work in front of everything else. Okay, I can understand that she can put her work and her dreams and her goals in front of everything. That's fine. That's okay. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't live your life either. Like you can find time for other things, at least small pieces of time. This and also the way Dicle is like a superhero, that she's perfect, that she always does the right thing, and she's always saving someone's asses. That's This situation is really tiring, I think.
Yes, I totally agree with you. If you like some characters, they have to have some bad stuff within their structure, right? Like
Yeah.
bad habits, some mistakes, some flaws, yeah, on them. But
Yeah.
at the beginning, Dicle has some flaws. I think, this is my opinion. Like she was brave enough to go to crutch room and look for some prices and stuff. I think that she was
Sure.
looking for some values. I think, but right now she's doing just the right things and she's trying to do just right things. But this is not this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel real to me because in real life we make mistakes and this is what make us more believable. What make
Human.
us make any characters any believable. So
Yeah.
I miss the first version in terms of these real situations.
I agree. Totally agree. Roberta says, "I think Dicle and Barış can learn a lot from each other." Yes, I
Exactly.
totally agree. Dicle should try to take things as they come, like Barış does, and Barış, on the other hand, should be less impulsive. Perfectly put. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Exactly. Very well written, very well summarized.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, it's so long. You're so funny. She says, "I'm going, but the video is in the background." To my listening ears.
Hi.
Okay, Koful, hey, I really like the scene where the bar relationship is revealed. The reactions were way better than I expected. Feris and Kratch were very professional, and Barış and Dicle were great. It was so realistic. Yeah, it was just exactly how it should have happened.
Yes, and I really like the reaction of Gülin, and she's also smart, right? And like what we saw in the first episodes, she was saying that I know it, you know it, and we all saw it in the room, like the relationship between them, the connection between them. Gülin was so real in that scene. But on the other hand,
Yeah,
Feride was like, "Oh, what did I do? You didn't do it. Beren did it. And you, as
yeah,
an old manager, as an old agent, you should have noticed that something is off from the beginning. A
exactly.
lonely party for the Valentine's Day, and Beren is suggesting that, come on, you should have noticed something." And Çınar was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, so sad," but he should have support Paris and Crouch because he is also a good manager, good agent. He's the agent of Tuğba Büyüksün ya, Gökçe Bahadır and stuff. He's a
Yeah,
good manager. He should interfere with as well. But the rest of them was like fun and real.
they were just watching. Oh, poor
Oh,
things.
and the phones in the background, I think this is one of the most realistic things as well. Like everyone was just taking phones and getting the
Yes,
photos.
that's how it should be. Just like you said, actually, in a real world, in today, in 2021, you don't need to organize a party um, to show a picture and reveal a relationship to a lot of people.
Exactly.
And also, Barish is famous. Like he has thousands of like tens of thousands of fans. So it's just one tweet, one tweet,
Yeah,
and then the world knows it.
yeah, this is the age of social media. Come on, yani.
Age of internet, but not in Menajerimi Ara.
But I can understand that because if there were some social media incidents for about the photos, we wouldn't be able to see the reaction of Crutch, reaction of Paris, and the Gilin, the best reaction of all, and also Meral. Meral's reaction was like it was like
Yes.
her own photo on the slides, and she
Yeah.
was like, I think this was also good. The
Yeah.
reaction of Meral.
Their reactions were really good, except for, I mean, even like Peride's reaction was okay. Oh, this is all my fault. I did it. Okay. And then continue doing something because you are
Yeah,
supposed to be an
do your job,
experienced
right?
agent. Exactly. Do your job. Kaful says there should have been a scene where Dijbar talked over this situation, just like you said. Well, they only
Exactly.
talked it right after the party and then not
Exactly.
again. If it was any other couple, they would have been talking it every day and every night for 2 weeks.
Exactly. Yani in real world, real couple, as long as my experience in real life, real couples are every day talking about how they went, right? If they're not in the same company or
Yeah,
stuff. How was your day? You're asking to your partner or
yeah,
your beloved one or your mother. And we didn't even see that. The only thing we saw that Boris was trying to connect with her, trying to reach her through the messages or phone phones. But Dicle was always saying, I'm with my father, I'm with İrem Derici, I will call you later. And then we didn't see if she returned his calls or not. And I really, really
yeah, yeah,
wanted to see um, how they are gonna talk about it because it's okay. You cannot be together physically because there are these newspaper guys in front of the door. But again, this is the age of internet, right? So you can do FaceTime like you did in the previous episodes. Like,
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And I hope we can see them talk about it because now that Barış is the mother of Barış and Aydın is in the scene, we don't know if they're gonna have a chance to talk about it anymore, right?
let's hope they will. I really because one problem about the current situations in this series that everything is revealing very fast, which is very nice. I
Yeah,
really don't wanna do some talk about some situation like 3 or 4 episodes, but we are missing something. We are going too fast.
yeah,
The same thing happened with the Dicle and Crutch. This is one of the biggest gun of this series, and we just
yeah,
press forward. Yeah,
yeah. Fast forward.
maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I don't know. I really want to see their conversation about the situation, and they were starting just before the Mami Havas came. But let's hope that we will see it.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But just before the mummy came, the way Dicle was speaking to Barış was, I don't know, maybe she was trying to calm him down, but it sounded a bit condescending to me, like she's talking to a child. I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but
Yes, kind of. But I think this is how. I mean, Dizi was not thinking Barış as a child. This is not the case. But how he reacts is maybe can be evaluated as such. But I think Dizi was just trying to calm him,
Mhm.
and trying to show him that what he was doing is just harming himself, not no anyone else. And but you're right. Maybe it was like a teacher and students
Yeah,
kind of.
maybe.
She was like giving advice to some students. I'm not sure. I also didn't like the tone, but I was just overlooking it. I realized, and okay, don't think about that. This is
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah, just like you said, I mean, I'm okay that um, dramas don't drag on for episodes. Just like we know from many other series, usually there's one drama and it drags on for 30 episodes, and we don't see that in Menajerimi Ara, which I'm glad, which is one of the reasons that I like this series. But just like you said, sometimes we're going too fast. Uh, like how Dicle talked with Crutch this episode, and she told him off basically, like, hey, there's a line that you cannot cross. I have some boundaries, and this is my life. Okay, that's perfect. But we've been expecting since day one. We've been expecting a kind of a high energy, a high tension scene between Dicle and Crutch, and it's just not coming.
Yes, exactly. It was not enough. Yeah, it was a starting point in terms of this relationship of Digital and Crutch, but it was not enough for any of us, any of the audience, because like you said, we are waiting for this um, from the first episode, and at the beginning, what Crutch did was not tolerable at any perspective,
Not at all. Not at all.
and then. Right. Yeah. Yes. Crutch faced some of the consequences in terms of his family, which he valued a lot, the most. But
Hmm.
again, Dicle had to um, speak her heart, and we didn't see that, and we are just starting to see it. And let's hope that it will continue because it
Yeah.
was not really enough for me.
No, neither for me. Lara says Dicle should have supported Barış, I think. Yes, she should have. She should have at least tried to let him talk, you know. Just
Yes.
let him talk so he calms down, so he doesn't go attacking the paparazzi or other people. Well, Farah says Barış had an abusive father as a child who always told him that he would not be a man. So he has self love and worth issues, exactly. And he
Exactly.
doesn't think he's enough or worthy. So he goes on self sabotage mode. That is so correct. And he also didn't think that he was worthy of loving Dicle, at the
Yeah.
beginning. He thought he was lower than her. And now that, he was. Uh, let's say getting better, getting rehabilitated. How do you say this in English? Rehabilitate, whatever. Anyway,
Like
he was
we are
getting
not natives, right? We are trying our best. We are not natives, right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's perfectly true. Yeah, Borish has some complicated issues in himself about his self-worth. And yeah, and in a stressful situation like this, things come out.
Yes,
Maybe,
yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
please continue.
maybe at the beginning, like when the picture first came out, he was okay with dealing with it because like he thought, okay, we're in this together, and she's my girlfriend. I love her. There's nothing wrong. So he was okay. But then, when Dicle did not really show him the attention he was looking for, then he was like, oh wait.
Okay, exactly. At the beginning, he was relieved that this is out. But
Yeah, yeah.
he thought that okay, then we can go out together without fearing anyone seeing us. But after that, when Dicle distanced herself from him and focused on her job, and when he couldn't reach Dicle, or at least in the same way that he wanted, like you said, he just lost it.
Hmm.
He and we already knew that he has some anger issues, like Craig said.
Yeah.
This is a truth. Barış has some um, violence issues, most probably due to the father issues, related to the father issues, and
Probably.
he just lost it. Exactly.
Hmm. Koful says, after all, this was a crisis moment. We can't expect perfect reactions. True. To my opinion, they both made mistakes, but things will be solved between them soon. I agree. I agree that, I mean, just like you said, they will learn from each other and they will not let this relationship go, I think.
Exactly.
Göksu says, it was so amusing when Çınar and Feris did business from behind about our secret agency project. Yeah.
You shouldn't look for a new office in your old office in front of
No,
your boss, right? This is sort of the basics. Oh,
exactly.
and
Didn't
it
they
was so
go to
funny when they were just flipping the laptop when the Peride came in, and
yeah,
why did you not tell Peride? I don't understand that. Peride should have known, I think.
yeah, exactly. Will they not take Piride with them? I don't know.
Also, right? I think they also will take. They will take Emrah and Dicle. I think also.
Probably. At least they will try, I
But
think.
if I was Dicle, I wouldn't go. I don't know. It was really conflicted for Dicle because she really likes and adores Feris, and she's her idol. But on the
Yeah,
other hand, Serkan is also very sportive.
yeah,
It was a very hard decision for Dicle if things goes there. I don't think that they can leave the ego, but if it goes there, we can also see the dilemma of Dicle,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't think they will leave either. However, just like you said, now that Dicle became a junior manager because Serkan believes in her, yeah, it's going to be a huge dilemma.
And he's a very good mentor for Dicle or anyone, except for Çınar, for anyone. He's a very good mentor, right, I think,
Yeah,
and a very good boss.
yeah, exactly. Ah, let's talk about that too. Like, it seems like Serkan is bullying Çınar a bit. However, he is losing 2 million damn dollars because of Çınar's mistake. So,
This is exactly what I think. Bullying is not right for anyone, for any situation. But I think it's normal that he has some issues with Çınar because
yeah,
$2 million made him to deal with some other buyers or some wife issues, let's say, which we still don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. $2 million is not a small amount, by the way. It's not small.
Like the Çınar said, 2 million, and like the Serkan said, dollar, right? Yeah.
Dollar. Oh, that was an epic scene. I love it so much.
And because we know that Serkan's a very cool character, we didn't expect him to like said dollar, right? It was so fun.
Yeah, exactly. When he reacts in such a bad way, you know that there's a big
There's some trouble.
problem. uh, yeah, Roberto says, "What do you think about Crutch being the spy?" Um, Honestly, because I watched 10%, I knew that. Only in that sense, by the way, he's not the mole that is talking with AJ and giving the secrets and the secret news to AJ. I don't think he's that, but he's only done this to get even with Serkan. And I don't understand this because, sorry, let me. I don't understand this because what Serkan did was a revenge. He was right in his own on his own because in the past, Crouch did something bad to him, and it was unfair. Crutch did something unfair, and he caused Serkan to be fired from the agency. So Serkan coming back and trying to get a revenge on that makes sense. But then Crutch trying to get even with Serkan, why? Just accept it.
I don't really think that Crutch is the mole. Not in the sense of the previous stuff or for the Gökçe Bahadır's issue, because it doesn't suit the character. We have been yani Crutch is not a full character to just direct Çınar directly to his room, which he wrote some big punto notes on Gökçe Bahadır and put it inside the notebook and just directly gave it to Çınar. This is not what we see. This is not what we know about the Crutch. I think there is something else in the situation, and I sincerely believe that he's not the one about the Gökçe Bahadır situations. I don't know about the previous scandals, the mole stuff. I don't know who did this, but this is not the Crutch doing. I don't believe that. If it
Yeah,
is, I will be really disappointed because this is a very, very stupid thing to do,
it is.
like someone like Crutch.
It is exactly. Crutch used to be a shark, and now
Yeah,
he's acting like a stupid. Like, what is that fish? Red one, the golden fish.
yeah, golden fish, like the one who is always opening his mouth, right, and forgetting everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, by the way, I said it in previous videos, but it was in Turkish, so I'm saying it in English as well. Serkan knew that Ece had a mole in the
Yeah,
agency. He owned the
yes,
agency, and now he didn't do anything to find who's the mole. Like, it doesn't make sense because Serkan was a clever man, let's say. Maybe not
exactly,
anymore.
exactly. He should have done something because at the beginning he was also using this mole to get back at Crutch,
Yeah.
and now Ece still has the resources. Okay, the mole said to Ece in one episode that I'm not going to be able to talk with you again very soon. But after the Peride's attempt to find who is the mole, but after
Mhm.
that, we didn't see anyone is talking about it until now, including Sarkhan. This is exactly like you said. This is one of the flaws in the scenario. I
Yeah.
think. Let's
Yeah.
hope that he dealt with it behind the doors and we will see this as a flashback.
Yeah.
Let's hope that.
Derya says, what about Barış's response to Beren saying that nobody can talk or write about his beloved like that? Meaning Beren is not the one, but Dicle is. So, first of all, I really liked Barış giving Ömer what he deserved. Sorry, but some people just deserve what they what happens to them. Sorry. And honestly, I was a bit tired of having Barış so docile, so, like a little kitten. So it was good to have him, with a higher energy. And also, I liked how he said that nobody can talk about the woman I love like that. I like that. But I wish he didn't say that you think you are the same with Dicle to Beren, because even though Beren did a lot of stupid things and she deserves a lot of, she deserves the consequences of her actions, I don't think that it was nice to compare two women like that.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. What I would want, what I think it would be better, there were also Dicle and Kıraç were present when the Ömer was saying this horrible stuff to Barış, or maybe, and I really wanted to see their reaction as well because I really think that Dicle was also up to there, and
Mhm.
she could have been explode as well. And we already know that even Ömer just said that this stupid girl, he just went ne denir?
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, went crazy. I really
Yeah.
wanted to see this scene in terms of both Dicle and Crouch's perspective. And the second thing you said that I also agree that he shouldn't have compared them because she also know that situation is very delicate with them between Dicle and Beren. They're due to the Crouch situation, Crouch being also Dicle's father. And also, like I used to say, uh, if we can just extract Dicle from the equation, what we see is that also it was not fair to Beren. It was not something serious, yes, but at the beginning she was nice and naive, and she asked if there is something going on between Dicle and Barış,
Yeah.
and then she continued. So I totally agree. He shouldn't have said these horrible things, but what he meant was very nice and heartwarming, so it was good at the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that Ece was able to film that part
recorded. Yeah,
because obviously it's going to get on the internet. And I'm so glad. I'm so happy
yeah,
for that. Looking forward
exactly.
to that. But I
And we
think, yeah,
Sorry.
please.
And we also know that the audience of Peri Masalım likes to see some private conversations. Just remember the Buse, is it Buse's situation. Dicle just recorded Buse's conversation with her mother, I think, like
Yeah.
how she felt down. And when she just sent it to Ece, and all of the audience were like going crazy, just get back Buse to the series. Maybe same thing will happen for Barış as well.
Yeah, probably. And I think this is how Ferris should strategize about the situation. Like she or Barış, or I think Barış, if Barış spoke would be better. He could just say, guys, you would be you would not like it, or you would not let people talk like that to the woman, about the woman you love, and that's it. Like, people love this. Turkish people would like love this. So that's very easy to solve, actually. Instead of looking like a guy who always fights with everyone, just use it to your advantage, and that's how it's done. Like,
Maybe this is why we had this conversation between not Crutch, Feris and Çınar at the cafe over the coffee after the party, I think. When Çınar said that just let it go and wait until it passes.
mhm,
And when Çınar said that, Crutch, I'm just trying. I'm so confused. Sorry, Feris just started to say, if if there isn't an interview just before the incident, it would have worked. But right now they're gonna talk about Barış as if he's a liar, and maybe
mhm.
this is why they didn't do this way. This is, but I also agree. Just go and explain yourself. I think it would be even better to say that Dicle was very worried about his situation and she didn't want us to go public, and this is why we didn't reveal our relationship. Maybe it could have worked. Why not?
Exactly. Exactly. It's and they were talking about Barış looking like a liar because he just said that he didn't have anyone special in his life, and then this photo was revealed. But, like, it's okay. I mean, everyone knows that those interviews are full of lies. So
Yes, exactly. Also, this was cyberbullying against Dicle. Like in this TV show, they were saying that maybe this is just one night stuff. This is something not serious or stuff. Also, all the tweets and the mentions, like the private photos of Dicle
yeah.
went public. If you can just closely look this tweet stuff in the
Mhm.
scenes, it was not nice, and I think it was a good thing for this series to focus on such emphasis on such cyberbullying, because everyone
Yeah,
has encountered with such situations today, because like we
exactly.
said, this is the age of social media and everyone
Ex-
can reach anyone very easily.
Exactly. You don't need to be famous either. Like, you can be caught in one situation, and then your photo will be all over the internet. You'll become viral.
Mhm.
It's so easy.
Exactly. And maybe this cyberbullying is one of the reasons why Dicle reacted differently than Barış, because she didn't experience such things before. Like, yes, there was this third person stuff, but it
Yeah.
was like nothing compared to this. And Barış, on the other hand, kind of get used to it, even though he's not famous for a very long time.
Yeah.
uh, I think this is also affected Dicle's behavior against both Station and Barış.
Yeah, probably she just didn't know how to
Yes, exactly.
deal with
And
it.
she tried to ignore it, like in the beginning of this scene with Paris in the
Yeah.
balcony. She tried to ignore it, and then Paris said, "What are you doing? How many messages you got it from starting from the last night?" And then she realized that, okay, I'm also part of it, I'm also affected by these situations, and I
Yeah.
don't know how to deal with it. She didn't really know how to deal with it, and she just focused on her job, like both Paris and Serkan suggested,
Yeah.
I think.
True. True. Speaking of Firiz, let's talk about her support to Dicle, which
Exactly.
was really lovely, lovely. I loved it. It was so real, and I love that she understood
Exactly.
Dicle, and that she was okay with Dicle and Barış loving each other.
Yeah, exactly. And this is definitely the result of relationship with drama with between Serkan and Paris. Before
Yeah.
Paris, she was so she had some walls against everything. She had some rules, she had some borders, and you cannot cross it. Even with I really think that at the beginning, maybe the relationship of Paris with Nejat could also uh, can blur the lines, but it didn't work. Just remember in the 13th episode, she was so hard on this topic. She
Yes.
was
Yeah.
so strict. But
Yeah.
this episode, what we saw that she was affected by the feelings of her against the Serkan, and she also had similar situation, and this also noticed, is there, she asked, is there anyone else in the same situation, she asked. And Paris didn't answer, but we all know that the Paris has the same situation, and this is why she
Yes.
reacted more welcoming. Also,
Yeah.
yes, theoretically, she's a manager. Sorry, Dicle is also an agent, so they are free to have relationship. But even though Dicle was not an agent in that episode, I really believe that Paris gonna support it. Uh,
Yeah.
and it was a very heartwarming scene for me to watch.
Exactly. It's because of Serkan, definitely, and how the way he talked when we had this when we had this situation with the actress and the director a few episodes back. Ferris was like, "We will deny everything. There is nothing," and then Serkan was like, go and do what your heart tells you. And of
Exactly.
course, Ferris was very angry at the beginning, but then she realized that, yeah, I mean, there are more important things
Exactly.
than the work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Göksu
I
says cat Barış to tiger Barış.
also
Oh, sorry.
I also want to add, I also like the reaction of Serkan to the situation,
Yeah.
because Serkan is a very good mentor for Dizi, I think. And
Yeah.
actually, I really believe that Serkan and Paris is way better for Dizi compared to the Crutch for the last episode. I'm
Yep.
not saying this
Definitely.
that Crouch is not a good father. I'm not trying to say it, even though this is he is not the best. But
Mhm.
how both Faris and Serkan dealt with situations regarding to Dicle, both agency stuff, both relationship stuff, they are affecting her positively compared to the Crutch. Because remember when the Crutch confessed that Dicle is his daughter, he just went to depression mode. And on the
Yeah,
other hand, Serkan supported her in his own way and then gave her a chance, even though he really didn't like Crutch and he
yeah,
didn't want to give a chance to Crutch. For the sake of Dicle, he gave the chance, right? And this is why I'm really confused about Serkan. I really like her, I like him, but on the other hand, there are so many stuff that I don't understand why he does. So Serkan is a joy of this series, right?
exactly, exactly. So unexpected because usually I don't like the characters that come into the series like after a few episodes in, but Serkan has been really, really good. I cannot imagine Ego without Serkan now, and I really like how how he's so proud of Dicle. He's always like so warm and supportive to Dicle, and I really like that.
Mhm. And he seems like really he felt for Dizre and he was really upset about the situation, how Dizre felt.
Yeah.
I felt it better compared to the Crutch's reactions in this episode. I'm not sure. This is how I felt.
Yeah, Crash is looking like this, unfortunately, at the moment, but maybe he'll see reason in future. Roberta says, if Crash is a spy, I'll be a little bit upset. Remember when he told that his daughter taught him that being a shark isn't the right thing? If he learned the lesson, why returning back at bad habits? Well, some habits don't die fast, maybe.
Maybe, but I really don't think that this is the Crutch doing.
Okay, we will see. Let me read the comments first, and then we will get back to Feris and Serkan a little bit. I like this couple. Daya says the scenes of Iran were real fun. On the other hand, I got bored with Kalben's. Um, I liked both of them, honestly. Iran, it's so surprising, but she's a good actress, like a sitcom actress, and I like her vibe, to be honest. She was fun, and I liked Kalben's scenes too, like the way she was exaggerating everything, and then finally she's like, "Don't be stupid, Chinar. This is ridiculous."
Exactly this comparison. It was so nice. This uh, for the Irem Derici's storyline, I think I also felt like she was doing okay. I didn't expect her to be such a good addition. But I think this is because she's playing herself, and what I observed from the media, she's really like that, and
Yeah,
this is why
sure.
it is funny to watch it. And Kalben's scenes were also fun, like the mediation scenes, like yes, yes, yes, thing. It was so fun for me. I enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, yeah. They were really nice. I like those scenes too. Göksu says that it is like Crutch was being a puppy, but the writers want to make drama and they wanna go into this spy thing. So they wanna create drama by by making Crutch the spy.
I
Maybe.
think they are just framing him. I really believe that after the preview for the next episode, I really believe that they are framing him.
Mm,
I don't want to believe the otherwise. I really don't want.
yeah. Who's framing him?
I don't know, but somebody.
Maybe
I
Serkan
don't
is
have an
doing it.
idea.
Maybe Serkan is framing him. Serkan, just like he framed Serkan, now Serkan is doing it back.
Could it be?
I don't know.
If this looks like that, I'm gonna be real surprised. I'm gonna really appreciate your thoughts on that.
Oh,
Wow,
I don't know.
wow.
Koful says
Let's
if they
see.
kept Kalban scenes shorter, it would have been better. It's not well written. Again, our writer. Yeah, maybe. Roberta says, Göksu, you're right. I don't pretend him being a puppy. Okay, sorry, I lost. Okay. Hello, new audience, new viewers. Welcome. Zeynep now says, what do you think about Dicle and Barış? Will they be offended? Uh, Offended in which sense? Like, they will be hurt so much that they will be separated. Is that what you mean? I don't think they will separate, by the way. I don't know. I didn't understand the question. Uh, um, okay, bye everyone. I hope, yeah, it was. I'm a bit late to read your messages. Uh, okay, what do you think about Dicle and Barış? Will they fight? Okay, will they fight? Honestly, we are expecting a kind of a, at least a bit of a heated discussion, you know? Would have been
Mm,
nice, but mommy came, so there's no time.
I'm thinking if mommy didn't came, what would happen? I really don't think that there gonna be some heated discussions because Barış was already saying that you were right. I need to I had to ask your permission without before sharing our photo. And
Sure,
this is
yeah.
the only thing he apologized for it. Yeah, he didn't apologize for how he behaved before to the paparazzis or the MR. He only apologized for the photograph issue,
Yeah,
um, photo issue, let's say. I'm not
that's also
thinking
right.
that there were gonna be an heated discussion between them. It was gonna be like, "Why are you doing this, my sweetheart?" And then he was gonna say, "Ah, you were the only one who is gonna be understanding." And this is what would happen, I think. But
Yeah,
I'm not the writer.
unfortunately true. In that scene where Barış was drinking and Dicle called him, that scene could have gone a bit, in that way. But if Dicle was there, not on the phone.
Yes, exactly. One of the problems for me in this episode that I understand that this is the focus on her work and doing stuff with İrem Derici as her job requires. I totally understand that. But if there is some big situation in your life
Yeah,
which you didn't see before, which you didn't experience before,
yeah,
you don't go to party, right? You can always delay it. You can always postpone it. And you don't tell your boyfriend's brother that I'm at a party right now. You cannot say that. You shouldn't have said that.
exactly. Exactly.
Yani
The
this
way
is
she
one of the
spoke
things.
with Aydın, yeah,
I didn't understand it, but this scene, the whole scene, this whole storyline that they don't have to go a party. I understand that they need
yeah,
to for the sake of story, but for the sake of the episode, for the storyline of the whole episode, not just for the İrem Derici story,
exactly.
they shouldn't have gone to the party just the day after this paparazzi issue.
I totally
She
agree.
should have been next to Barış, or she should have been at her home talking with Barış, not a party.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
maybe I'm just old school. I don't know.
You're totally right. If, for example, that night when Iram tried to leave her at Barış's house, uh, okay, Dicle could have said, "Hey, I'm in front of your house, but there are paparazzi. I can't come in, so I'm going home. Why don't you come to me?" So Barış could go and stay with Dicle at her house.
Actually, there were also some paparazzi in front of Dicle's door as well at the
I
same night, but the next night they were gone. But yeah, they should have. What is lacking this episode is the communication between Dicle and Barış.
exactly.
Uh, we felt it,
Exactly.
and this is
It was
why there
like
were no
it's
solution to
like
this situation.
they both care about each other and they were both sorry, but Barış tried to show it to Dicle, but Dicle did not try to show it to Barış. That's how I see it.
Yes, but again, this is due to the different characters of our Dicle and Barış again. But exactly,
Yeah.
this is what happens.
Uh, Farah says, I hope Beren gets exposed next episode because her getting away with everything does not make sense anymore. Hoping that
Exactly.
Aydın Bro keeps his investigations going. Exactly. Aydın is the most clever person in the whole series now. I don't know how we arrived at this point,
He
but
has
he
grown
just
so much.
it's
Like,
Aiden version 2. So yeah, he's really smart. And although when Meral was suspicious about this revelation being Baran's work, he was like, oh, but yeah, she left the party. But still, I'm hopeful about Aiden.
exactly.
Yeah,
I really,
and yeah, sorry.
I also want to see Beren faces the consequences of what she's doing because it just out of our hands. It just went crazy. She's doing everything and she doesn't see any of the consequences. She doesn't face any of the consequences. And it really started to bother me. Uh, and I really don't want to see that she's doing any more harm to anyone because she harmed his brother, his mother, father, with the issue of ego,
Hmm.
and then Dicle and Barış, and there is no limitations. She manipulated people like Peride, Celal Bey, and what about the consequences, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. This thing is becoming a pattern because Beren has done so many wrongs. She did so many wrongs, but she never faced any consequences, except for like uh she was embarrassed in front of the agency when Kratch said like, why did you do this? Why did you message Ece? And yeah, what happened after that? What happened? Nothing.
Yeah, Paris stopped working with Beren,
And
and then
it's
Barış apologized from her. Kıraç took her back as her agent. So what about the consequences?
yeah, exactly.
I it really started to bother me at this
Me
point.
too. Me too. Like, imagine I'm doing all these things. I'm acting like the spoiled princess. I'm manipulating everyone, and I don't see any consequences. Of course, I will continue doing more. I No, it's stupid. So Göksu says, what do you think about in the series the magazine programs, reality and processing? What was it called? The magazine in the uh,
Kanlı Canlı, I think.
Kanlı
Something
Canlı.
like
Yeah,
Kanlı Canlı. Very good name. I
exactly.
think it's very real, like
Yeah,
the morning programs in Turkish television. It was.
yeah, yeah,
I really didn't see any differences. I think it's very well played, very well written şey. I don't know the word, yansıma of
reflection.
the real TV series.
Yeah, exactly. I think this episode signaled that they would break up in the future because they stayed away, and I'm afraid, says Zeynep Nas, maybe in next 1, 2 episodes. I really hope not. I
I
really hope
really don't think so as well. I really don't hope as you, and I
not.
really don't think so. Maybe just at the beginning of the episode, and then it will resolve in the end of the episode. I think
Mm.
they are not gonna drag
Yeah,
it.
that could be. That could be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hashim says, I liked the character development of Barış though. Me too. I absolutely love it because after Dicle, because at the beginning Barış was super aggressive, fighting with everyone because he didn't know how to deal with the turbulences in his life, or he didn't know how to deal with his new life. He was not used to it. But then slowly, with the support from Dicle and also lately from his brother, he
Yeah,
uh, he found the right way, and he was not that aggressive anymore. Especially
yeah,
like uh, when was that? When they were in the police station with the stalker, he was like controlling himself.
yeah.
He controlled himself very well in the last episodes until this one, where he was provoked beyond reason, and I understand that. I'm okay with that.
Dicle is. I believe that Dicle is his own personal anchor.
Yeah,
Because before Dicle, he was just going with the flow, like going with the wine. because he didn't know what comes for him. He was just a recently he was just a famous guy who got the fame recently. He didn't know how to behave. He didn't know how to deal with his past and stuff. And he was
Yeah.
just going with the flow. But after he met with Dicle, what we see that he, he really grown as a person, and his behaviors start to work like he start to behave like more how can I say, I'm trying to find some sweet words, he like, I don't know, but you got me. I think the all of the stuff I'm
Yes.
trying to say, you got me. I think.
So maybe this development we saw with Barış is we will see its counterpart with Dicle from this episode on. Because just like we said, because Dicle didn't know, Dicle has been alone to deal with her problems so far. That's why she was how she was in this episode. But from this episode on, maybe she will learn how to be more open and more communicative,
Let's
communicating.
hope so. Yeah, yeah, let's hope so. Because in a real relationship, both of the parts, both of the sides are affected by each other. We see how Dicle affected Barış, and
Yeah.
I also really want to see how Barış is affecting Dicle. You are very right. We didn't see such part of the relationship yet, and it would be very nice. Like, think about it. Maybe Dicle is just saying, "Aman, just."
Yeah. Oh, who cares?
Yes,
Take it
exactly.
easy. Yeah. Zainab says, and I'm so happy because Serkan didn't escape his responsibility. Yes, let's come to Serkan and Feris. Feris and Serkan. I love this couple and the sexual tension between them. They are just gorgeous.
Yes, exactly. But I'm still thinking that Sarkan is married, so I don't know how to feel about this whole situations. But if I ignore that he's married, whereas the relationship, the balance between them, how they are reacting with each other, how they are reacting to each other, is very enjoyable to watch. And it really makes me feel like, okay, so what is next? But then I realize that Sarkan is married, and we really don't know why he married his wife, and what is the deal with them, because it's it cannot be something forced or something unloved, because she's providing some money. There is some situations, and I think this is, again, this is, I don't think the marriage between them is depending on or coming from some love issue. This is not the case. I agree. I believe Sarkan, but there is some tricky part in this marriage, and this makes me nervous about situations. But other
Yeah.
than that, they are so nice to watch. And
Yeah.
all of the things he said about taking the responsibility, being the responsible part, and forcing forcing the truth from the Ferris scenes were very nicely written and played, like the bar scene. Okay, don't push it anymore. Okay,
Yes.
I
Yes.
know this. And I one of the things that I like about this series that we he learned about the pregnancy at the end of previous episode, and at the end of this episode
Mm.
he told Paris that he knows. And this is
Yeah.
one of the good things about this series.
Exactly. That it doesn't drag. Oh yeah, it doesn't drag. So through the episode, Serkan just kept dropping little hints to Feris, and I love that he just came and you know that I'm a responsible man. He's so cool. I really like that. But just like you said, the fact that he is married, even if it's only on paper, is a huge issue, and he should solve it, and he should solve it quick. So I'm curious about how it's going to be revealed, because we only saw Melissa on the phone, but we have no idea about her. But well, actually Crutch said that all the America story was a lie, but then Sakan came and said that, well, it wasn't a lie. I mean, here is the company, here is yeah, here's my, company, etc. So was it a lie or not? And if it's not a lie, maybe Sakan married Melissa so that he could become a United States of America citizen.
I, this is going too far, I think. But this is the Turkish TV series, so everything is possible
Yeah.
in a sense. But this is an adaptation, so I'm not sure. I really, I'm confused right now. Is it possible? If it is any other TV series than Menajerimi Ara, it is really possible for any other Turkish series, like the usual ones. Of course, there are some of the good ones as well.
Yeah.
Menajerimi Ara is not the only one.
Yeah.
But for Menajerimi Ara, it seems like a little bit too far for me. I really didn't want something like that to happen.
Yeah. But they are married, so why? Why? We don't know. Göksu says that I forgot Turkish because of this broadcast. Thank you, Merve and Yelda. So much English. Good.
Thank you.
And she came up with a hashtag today. It's like Dizi kere Dizi and chill.
Yeah.
Do that. Get your
Oh,
coffee, get your cup of tea, and let's chill. Darya says, as Turkish audience, we desire to see the bad be punished, or the storyline will lack reality. Totally, totally. We
exactly.
want to see the karma. We want to see the divine justice.
As Turkish audience or Turkish people, let's say, we really want to support the weaker one, and we really want to see the stronger one to get some consequences if the stronger one did something bad. This is the basic instinct of any of us in Turkish people generally.
Yeah,
And in this series, this is not what we saw, and this is what bothers us, I think, especially in the case of Beren. Beren does anything and she doesn't face any of the consequences. But on the other
exactly.
hand, she usually does the right thing, and she always faces the consequences of doing the right thing. And there is
Yeah,
Barış, who does the right and wrong and then faces the consequences as normal people.
exactly. As normal people, everyone faces the consequences except for Beren. But this is extremely stupid because or at least let's say extremely annoying because it's not like there are only it's not like this is a love story where there are only three characters that are important. There are so many important characters all around, and you can go in a variety of ways that are interesting to the audience, but you choose to go for Beran all the time. Why?
Exactly.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a
I really like that song.
Me too. I love Backstreet Boys. Okay, Farah says, I agree about Barış. He even congratulated Emir for winning the ad offer at the New Year party. He did. Yeah, that was one of the like biggest steps of his development. But also, that he knew that he almost got Dicle. So he was a bit more confident, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. But again, this is some of the character development we saw on Barış because of the influence of Dicle.
Yeah.
Without Dicle, he wasn't gonna do any of the things that he had done again, especially against Emir.
Totally. Exactly. Okay, I think we've talked almost everything about the episode, and thank you so much for watching us, for all your
Thank
comments,
you.
and we're also waiting for you for the next week for the new episode's commentary. Uh, Yalda, thank you so much.
I will thank you as well. It's my joy to be here and talk with you. I
Yes,
really like that.
Mine too. Okay, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'm waiting for your likes and comments and everything else. See you next week. Good
Bye
night.
bye.